What's up, guys? I just bought a Gravity Basecamp 27.5. I'm going to be unboxing it, assembling it, and installing a BBS02 Bafang mid-drive motor electric conversion kit on it, all in one. Okay, basically got this done. Now what I'm going to do, I'm not putting the pedals on yet. I'm going to pull this whole bottom bracket, everything like that anyways. So there's no sense in putting it on just to take it off. Go ahead and slide the motor in. Make sure the motor is all the way up to the frame. Now we want to make sure the teeth go in toward your bottom bracket. This is going to be what keeps it from rotating down. And we'll take the steel locking nut, thread it on loosely, and then we're going to start the two bolts that hold this brace to the motor itself. And again, we're just going to get these started, get them into position, not quite tight. Okay, everything looks good here. It's all tight. Now we'll go ahead get things tightened up a little bit. You want to make sure this nut gets fairly tight. This is what holds this from falling down. Now that this is tight, we'll go ahead, finish tightening the support bracket. Once everything's tight, this is just an aluminum jam nut / trim ring. Goes on and it'll cover this exposed steel locking nut. Don't want to go too crazy on that. That's just aluminum, about 25 to 30 Newton meters. All right, the motor is in. Just going to take this time to route some of these cables away from the tire in through the frame. Get them up out of the way. All right, they all fit through that lower triangle pretty nice. Okay, got it in, got a crank put back in. Front derailleur is pulled off. This particular bike came with an all-in-one shifter and brake lever. Since we need to take these brake levers off and replace them with the motor cutouts, the front one will go away, that's no problem, but the rear one I will be replacing with a new 8-speed shifter and a separate brake unit. So let's go ahead and do that. Then all that's left is mounting the battery and the display and wiring it all up. Okay, I've got my brake levers put on, my new shifter, put the display on, put the control pad, the throttle, got this all set. Now what I'm going to do, take the battery mounting plate and we'll fix it to the frame with the water bottle cage bolts. Put those bolts into there, and that's what's going to hold your battery to the frame. So check our fitment, make sure that we're going to have the room to slide this in before I get too close with it. There we go. That's where I want to do it. So now I'll go ahead, tighten these bolts up. Okay, check this stuff one more time. Goes on and off easily. That'll work nicely. So what I'm going to do, take this wire, I'll feed it up through the holes, solder it up to my battery, put it back together, run my main wire, info wire, up here, the handlebars, we'll plug in, everything's color coded. The 2 yellow brakes will plug into the yellow connectors. The green display will plug into the green display. And the last yellow will plug into the throttle. We'll zip tie this all up, make it nice and neat. Then last, all I've got to do is mount my speed sensor on the rear wheel. So we'll mount that magnet and zip tie this to the chainstay, and it'll be done. So I'll go ahead and get this soldered up and catch you back in a little bit. Okay, I'm all done. I put the battery on. Ran it up in there. I've ran my cables. Ran my cables up here, zip tied them up underneath the battery, along the frame here. Got them kind of zip tied up so they're not just hanging free there. Got my display on. Control pad. I put the throttle on the left. There was kind of no room on the right to put it there. Nice thing about the universal throttle, it'll go either side. So, got the magnet and the speed sensor mounted there. Ran it along, make sure it's not going to get into the tire here. Got all my cabling routed, neatened up. So I'm going to go ahead now, turn it on. Alright, display is turning on. It's going up through the power assist levels. Everything looks good. It's working. The speedometer's working. So some programming. Put some air in the tires. Go outside. Give it a test ride.